Hi, everybody. This is Zach Walters with Wyker Realtors. It's November 10th, 2022. I'm back with another weekly market update to discuss what's happening in the Sioux Falls, Harrisburg, and Tea real estate market, and also to share some national news so that way you can understand what's happening here at home and understand what they're talking about in the news a little bit better. Some good news for buyers right now is that inflation numbers came out this week, and the mortgage market had done a very good job of predicting that the Federal Reserve last week was going to increase its short-term interest rates by 75 basis points. And the inflation numbers that came out the subsequent week are actually a net positive because we saw interest rates drop, and this is from Mortgage News Daily. They dropped this morning from a 7.22% for a 30-year fixed rate down to 6.62, which is over a 0.5% drop in interest rates. Now, this doesn't mean that interest rates are going to free fall by any stretch of the imagination, but this is an encouraging thing to see that not only is the Fed trying to stave off inflation, try to get it back down to a reasonable level, the mortgage market is seeing that and predicting conservatively, at the very least, for essentially bad news with inflation numbers and letting us reap the reward of that conservative estimate, essentially. Now, we have one more Fed meeting in December this year, and we'll see where things go from there. But I think something to consider is I met this morning with one of my lenders who is doing a great job of trying to help buyers and in this current interest rate market, save money with a seller-based buy-down. He shared with me a lot of details about how the program would work to save a lot of money, essentially. He gave me an example of somebody trying to buy a $625,000 house. And they are able to drop that person's interest rate by 2% the first year, 1% by the second year of the mortgage. And they were going to save that buyer essentially $13,000 over the course of the next 2 years if they don't refinance. Essentially on their monthly mortgage, that's about a $750 savings on the first year, about $300 on the second year. And that's a huge savings for anybody that's trying to make it into the market when house prices are still going up. But this is probably the most buyer-friendly time to get into an upgrade because sellers are open to negotiation on terms, and basically now is a better time with less competition. So if you have any questions about how that works, send me a message. I'll get you in contact with that lender to discuss how all of that operates and to help you make a more informed and strategic decision on how to get into that next home. The weekly numbers here, as of today, for Sioux Falls, Tea, and Harrisburg, it looks like we have 430 available single-family units on the market, and we have 279 units pending or under contract to be sold. That leads to an absorption rate of 1.54. Last week, we had a little bit more available stock on the market with 482 houses available, so about 50 more houses, and we had about 35 more units pending to be sold last week. But the good news is that absorption rate has ticked closer to a more balanced market at the 1.54 versus last week at 1.525. All that means is that we are seeing a slowdown a little bit with available units. We've basically been sitting here with a low availability for several months right now. But I think it's encouraging that overall feelings in the market is that nobody's panic selling, and we're not seeing I mean, we may see price improvements, as some call it, or price reductions on some of the houses that have been listed for a little while, but we're not seeing anybody panic sell, and that's really just a good, that bodes well for market confidence, that we're not just seeing a whole influx of homes when this is traditionally a seasonally slow time for buying and selling of homes. Homes are still going for close to list to sold pricing. This week, we're looking at it hovering around 98.58% list to sold. Last week, it was showing closer to 99%. So we're still very strong that if a house is listed at market value, that the home is selling for at least market value or better. And that's on the average. And yeah, just pretty much not a lot happening here locally, but the encouraging thing on all of this is that mortgage rates have gone down. Now, will that affect numbers for next week? Don't know yet. Hopefully, people are paying attention to the news about interest rates, and your lender is reaching out to you to discuss with you this opportunity to save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on your mortgage with that drop in interest rate, or that they have a strategic lending solution to help save you even more money with maybe a buy down program that will temporarily reduce how much you're paying in interest for the next couple of years while we wait for inflation numbers to come down, and hopefully at the same time mortgage rates to come down. If you have any questions about any of the information that I've discussed today, or if you'd like to find out more about how I try to help my sellers find that next upgrade and to get a great deal on it, to find basically their little own oasis out here on the prairie, send me a message. This is Zach Walters with Weichert Realtors. It's November 10th of 2022, and this has been your market update. Have a great day.